I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight, we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Go! It's so high from here. You can see the world. Aren't we all insistent to be smooth?
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Summer sauce, dripping, dripping. Woo. Got it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Got it. You know, yeah, you know, I'm only making moves. There ain't no other option. There ain't no other option. So if you talking juice, well damn, you know I got it. Yeah, you know I got it.
Nobody got it like
Nobody got it like. Yeah. I got the juice. I got it. From a droppy in the scene, I feel lucky, yeah. Got them watching from Paris to popping, yeah. With this music was lurking, now I'm attacking. Now with the chatting, I just step up and make it happen. It's a lifestyle. Living young and restless, yeah, weak by wild. If I want it, I'ma get it talking right now. And I ain't got no regrets, it's my time now. Lights out when you see us talking moves. You don't know that's the topic. And if you talking juice, well damn you know I got it. Damn you know I got it.
nobody got it like
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know it, yeah. Summer sauce, drippin', drippin'. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got the juice, you know.
got it like
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
nobody got it like
Nobody got it like me. Step up on the stage, turn it in a crime scene, yeah. Some killers only, oh yeah. Stay winning me and the whole team, I'm tripping. Juice tripping, I got the king. They can try, but can't do it like Vinny. Yeah, no permission. I got it.
You thought that I was blind, but to be honest I don't mind, cause I don't feel the same way I used to do. Every time I see you, I know the truth, cause baby, every fucking time you've played me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you ran away. I've been living in the shadows for a while. Demons calling me from the afterlife. Dark doesn't faze me anymore. I can see my tears into gold. Yeah, yeah. I don't care, no, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I don't care as if, cause baby, every fucking time you've played me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you ran. I know people come and go away. Sun is low, that's my time to shine again. Cause baby, every fucking time you play me, you should know that I don't.
You call my bluff for the last time. This ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life. I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste it, I can't help you now, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got much follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got much got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up, take a X, and now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say Don, it's why you sad. I said I just need to think. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need till you fornicate it bad. Someone said it's sad. I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my follow me around, okay? Black face, hey, follow me around. Ayy, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper with minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dry as a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my ladder. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classes. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I say my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this. Don't like surprises. I cause a crisis. Man, I'm a scientist. With the music, I spice things up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. That's not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard.
Don't you know I'm a bad little mama? I got moves like Madonna. Don't tell me cause I move when I'm gonna. I'm not afraid to lose, I am a prima donna. Don't you see I'm a winner, I'm a queen. I cause no scene if you work with me. Don't stop me cause I fight when I wanna. I'm not afraid to lose, I am a prima donna.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouth. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. What your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Stepping in, elevator. Listen to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. I found out I'm not alone. 'Cause I'm just like you. We are fearless when we fight and not afraid to level up.
Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, Sarah, why you leaving me? You know you can't leave me now. Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah, Sarah, why you leaving me? Put me on my misery.
Yeah, yeah. Black sheep, black sheep, black sheep, black sheep. I don't even write no more, man.
Tell him, yo,
God,
can't you come
yeah.
over?
On my contract commando, yeah. Pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might have found my 10. Oh, posted up in my tent. Oh, watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Get substituted. You're not recruited. Cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. Yeah, I've proved this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Yeah. Ain't gone outside, I make it work. I'm in my bag, that's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got it. She make it twerk. And why you mad? I got her first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. On my contract commando. Yeah. Pulling up with clips extendo.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GG Bet, and ESEA.
These are those moments I don't think anybody else is going to forget.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESL Pro League for today. Welcome to our European division, where we are in fully with the elimination matches, almost up until the very end of the bracket. I'm the Eternal J. I'm joined by Dwayne for Spirit versus Havu, our first of two best-of-threes for today. We're about to jump right into the pistol round, Dwayne, so let's get some quick thoughts about this match before we get in on our first map of Nuke.
Yeah, look, obviously, Spirit have been on a massive rise this year, but you can say the same for Havu. They've had some really good online results recently. And look, going into Nuke, it is Havu's map pick, but at the same time, we've seen some really decent results coming out from Spirit recently on a map like Nuke. So I'm going to be interested to sort of see what the game plan is between these two sides. But I reckon we're going to be into a really interesting match here, Jay.
Yeah, I have reason to believe so too, man. Like, this seems like it's probably going to end up being quite the fun little affair between these two sides. I have a feeling that everybody kind of holds Spirit in higher regard. Certainly, I've been a big fan of this team for a very long time, and they're on a CT start here of our first map of Nuke. It was picked by... Actually, I can't even remember who picked it. By the way, we're jumping into the quick A-site kick coming in from Hoodie and Co. Mir going to find a good trade. Young also finds Dotto, and Ice Balance follows suit to a 3-on-3, a 2-on-2, and now just a 1 as Young left alone towards the top upper heaven position. And Havu's map pick will concede the opening round on the Spirit side, so we should see a bomb plant coming through in a moment's time.
SDY, it's going to be a pretty difficult clutch coming out, considering how low he is. And they know exactly where his position. Bomb plan already, and the Glock's just going to tap up together. So for Havu, look, that was a pretty simple pistol round coming out. We saw a little bit of presence going out towards ramp. We saw the early squeaky door getting blown open, vent dive smoke as well, and they just try and explode into the upper bomb site, get that bomb plan as well. And for Spirit, they just really weren't able to find those trade kills, Jay.
Yeah, no, a lot of aggression coming in from the Finns.
Oh my goodness, look at the amount of swag 7s.
That's a lot of shotties. I mean, certainly you expect to see a shotgun of some sort here on this map. You know, again, Nuke is one of those ones where you have a lot of close range angles. You can actually make the shotgun work pretty well. Like, most famously, I remember Hiko always used to take the auto shotty top of the hut area, and he used to try and shut them down coming out of the marshmallow position. So, you know, for him, and for a lot of teams, of course, adapting off the back of that setup, this could still be an interesting affair for those Mag 7s of Young and Magics, but they have only got one buckshot before I have to cock it again. And right now, neither player is playing into the Havu default. They're outside going on towards Secret.
A lot of map controls being established here from Havu. So much outside presence at the moment. Now, they've, at least for Spirit, they've pretty much got the information. We saw the early contact outside. Ice Balance is here with the scout with Chopper. But for Havu's sake, they've got a lot of options to work with now.
Young, 20 HP. Yeah, vent dive out to try and counteract the T-side forces. I don't think any T-side went down the vents area, and instead it's out towards main. Ice Balance going to land that first shot on towards Saw. Hoodie will find a trade, but the scout is popping players off here towards the heaven position. Magic's also sweats with Mag 7, and there you go. The shot does work out well for them. 3-on-2 situation, a Mac 10 and an AK to recover this scenario. A plant should be secured by Dotto, and Spirit and for the retake, you would imagine Dotto being particularly low HP allows Magic a secondary kill with the shotgun. The scout also going to get picked up by Mir. We'll try and look for Zari back here towards Mini, and this bomb not planted from this should be an easy defuse coming in for the CT side.
And they've smoked off that main position as well. It's going to make it even more difficult for Zori. Magic has done so much damage so far with this swag 7, and someone can get onto the bomb. Mir doesn't have a kit. There's actually no kits going out for the CT side, so Zori... I mean, unfortunately, he can't do anything with it because he's just trying to hold on to that AK, bring it into the next round. So it will be the full buy investment, the force buy coming out for Spirit, being a round conversion, and it comes down to just the amount of damage that those shotguns are able to produce.
And a big start, obviously, for the Spirit side to respond. I mean, I'd say that the conversion round is more valuable than the pistol round in modern-day Counter-Strike, just because... You know, you could gain some serious advantages above your opponents. Like, they're back to a force buy there on the Havu gaming side, but a lot less loss bonus to work with. You can see the significant lack of shotguns and the lack of rifles in general. We've got the AK out for Zori, the Deagle's in, the Tech 9 as well for Saw, and a Galil out for Slowy, but that's about it, to be honest. You know, I mean, just those two rifles to contend with the M4s that got brought down. The Scouts still in play, the Mag 7 for Magic, which has gained him a ton of money, and the Mac 10 for Chopper to get even more out of this round. So Contact established, Zori down to 15, Saw on 66. Hoodie in lobby will expect some CT aggression and will tap up one player, unable to take him down in the end.
Yeah, Magic's there, getting caught off guard by the Galil. He was actually quite posted aggressively, but I mean, he does damage, but there's no opening kill going the way of the Spirit side. Now, Havu, they've taken their control out towards Rampant, tried to bring that bomb to the lower bomb side, but it gets dropped in the open from Chopper.
That's info gained as well. Mac-10 picking up a good kill on Saw. Both of the rifles also heavily tagged up on this T side. Shots missing from Dotto, taking a lot of damage before he finally takes out Chopper. So 4 on 3, that's very recoverable right now for Mir here in the lower bomb site. He'll take out Hoodie. And the players on site are so low HP. 15 at maximum for Zori and Slowy respectively. Any nade placed right here could shut down one player at least. Flash is set up. Mir going to try and look on towards Zori's position. The Deagle around here for Idus Balance will get that kill. And that was Dotto and Slowy. Last 2 players left. Both out towards the other side of the site, in particular up in Rafters for Slowy. Got one player up in the vents here for Dotto. I don't know where he is, but the defuse will be stuck here. All 10 seconds just going to be completely uncontested by the Deagle. Better to save the head Kevlar and get 2 on the board for Spirit. An early lead found by the Russians.
Yeah, it's honestly surprising as well to, again, see no kits coming up for the Spirit side. So I'm sure once we get further into this game, we will see more kits coming out. But for Spirit, once again, you know, it's a good retake. They were in a bit of an awkward position. Yes, they had the information out from Ramp Room, but Havu, for the most part, they had a 4 on 3 advantage. They were trying to go into that lower bomb site. Mir is obviously turning it back into a 3 on 3. The rotations come through for Spirit to that lower bomb site. And for Havu, they've been able to get quite a few bomb plants. They're actually going to force the issue once again rather than saving on the 4th.
Well, first 2 kills for the CT-AK of Idus Balance. Zori will be able to spawn towards Heaven, but that's an opening 2 for the CT side, and a man advantage that they can't see the trade back here. Smokes will go up, and Mir holds back in the vents area with Flashbang and Zori here with the bomb being dropped, and AK can get picked up by another CT player, and Havu falling to pieces here on this buy-up round. All 5 down. A simple turnaround here from the Spirit side. 3 AK saved as well. The CTs are currently looking good.
And look at the money line as well, especially on Idus Balance, getting close to that 10k mark. And Havu, I mean, look, that was a bit uncharacteristic, a bit unorthodox for them to actually force in the 4th round. I mean, look, you can understand the reason considering they were able to get so many bomb plants through, but it wasn't a complete full buy investment with AKs for everyone. And it will mean that going into round number 5, we won't see too much of an upgrade. A couple of upgraded pistols, a flashbang as well. There should be a clean up coming out from Mir. Idus Balance chugging it together, and so far Zori's the last one left.
Simple stuff here. Mir with a 4K.
Lovely.
Ending it off with the Deagle. Upgrade pistols can get picked up. But for the most part, this is going to be Spirit with the rifles out across the board. 4-1 now. The CT side are looking real good. The Spirit Slaughter currently in full effect for this CT side. And it kind of makes sense against CT side of Nuke to a certain extent. It is technically the favoured half for Spirit, even by a small margin. But even they have a pretty good T-side basis here. So Havu really need to step things up and try to get things going. I mean, their strength is also in their CT side, so there's also that in the second half. But get a decent basis to stop a steamroll coming in from Spirit probably is the best case scenario right now for the Havu squad.
And I wonder when we're going to see the AWP come out for Idus Balance. I mean, so far, especially with the economy building, they're just holding on to these rifles. No real reason to upgrade that AWP. Havu. Not really too much map presence at the moment. Looks like they're just trying to get the outside smokes out to at least establish some control into Secret. And for Spirit, nothing really aggressive. I mean, on some of these eco rounds that they've played so far, we've seen a couple of the HUT players try and get aggressive, and Magic's in particular. But this time around, it's very passive coming out from Spirit.
Bit of aggression out from Idus Balance, however, here towards the HUT position. Oh, sorry, the ramp position, I should say. AK also swings in from Mir, lines up 2 frags, drops the bomb, almost gets a 3K, but Slowy and Zori can chime back in. Chopper there with a quick response. Headshot comes back from Slowy for his 2K, and a 2-on-2 scenario. He's going to make his way into the B bomb site. His teammate has snuck back around from Secret, and will continue to find his way around against the... actually, sorry, Dotto's gone up towards the upper bomb site, so... We're going to have to make his way in from vents, try and cut off the CTs as they make their way out from ramp. The plant should be secured here. Spirit in a very awkward position here for the retake.
So are Havu, because they can't really bring that bomb up to the vents because they don't really have any info towards that lower bomb site. So even though Dotto was towards upper, they can't do anything with it. And slowly he's been seen. That's the bomb drop. Dotto in a 1 versus 2.
10 seconds, and they know they just have to hide right here. He's got to get to the bomb right now. He's out in the open. Nice nade on towards Decon, planting out for Old Toxic, and that's going to be Sam Young with the secondary kill of the 2. The final frag of the round, 5-1 for Spirit. They are on a roll and certainly feeling it. And again, a lot of people kind of had Spirit pinned as the favourites, and that makes sense at the moment. Like, they are having a whale of a time here on Nuke.
And things are looking really good at the moment now for Spirit. 5 rounds in a row. What I love there from the ramp presence is they actually had 3 players towards ramp. They were trying to actually get Chopper to go into the lower bomb site, potentially maybe to make his way into secret. But after ramp is being contested by Tees, they just bring Chopper back. 3 players contesting. Yes, it was some good trades from Havu, but in the 2 versus 2, they clutch it out in the end. And now for Havu, the best thing they can opt for, Jay, try and get that bomb plant and maybe a couple of kills as well.
Upgrade pistols, as you mentioned, in a half buy round. Havu should have enough to buy into round 8 with, but this should be a 6th going the way of the Spirit side. And now that's where we start to get into concerning territory here. Mir with the opener, Sam Young turning away from flashes, does get tagged up by Slowy and does fall to Sorry in the end. And Magic's there with the AUG on site. I disbalance, what a great sequence with the Yorp and the Deagle. Straight to the head of Sorry. Shutting down Saw all the same. So, yeah, half buy, shut down. Now comes the full buy here from the T side.
And I'll tell you what, Spirit are looking pretty sharp in the early stages of the CT half of Nuke. They haven't really had too much of a contest, at least yet. I mean, it is still early days, and Havu, now they've got the AWP out for Zori, and honestly, this is the first time that we've seen it from him, so I'm really keen to see what he's able to bring to the table, being a phenomenal AWPer in that finish scene. Now, some early nades to actually fake the upper rush to the A bomb site. Oh, look at the aggression outside from Midas Balance.
Straight up aggression in general across the CT board. Midas Balance will try and support Mir in his position out there. Alongside Sam Young there with a crossfire set, but no kill. Will go the way of the CTs, and smokes out, flashes over from Havu, getting the outside control, but only 1 player looking in towards Secret. If Dotto gets the kill on Mir, he may sell a lot more information than what they're biting here for the Spirit side. Mir down, he continues to press up. Hoodie catches Ice Bounce going aggressive, and that's 2 picks for all the map control of Havu.
And Idas Balance there, he had to try and push forward to get that 4-on-4, but now that they've got the secret control and they've established ramp, you have to expect that they're going to hit this lower bomb site with the bomb. Team Spirit, they're in a really awkward position now, but that's a good answer to try and bring it back.
Pop in for Zori, does respond all the same for Havu though. It's a 4-on-2 scenario, and there are trades available. You know, there's a lot of players that are very heavily tagged up on this T-side line. Zori will go for the bomb plant here, but it'll be a 2-on-4 retake for the CT. Do they fancy their chances? I don't think they do. They're backing up out of the lobby and up towards the T-spawn. Might catch Chloe on the way out, indeed they do, but that's not enough to buy themselves a retake with their positions at the moment here. Spirit will concede 1 back to the Havu side. Took a bit of time to get spooled up though.
You know, it certainly did, but it comes off to that opening phase. We see Mir getting taken down in the secret position, and straight away, that shifts up a lot of the rotations coming out from Spirit, because they need to be able to have a bit of information towards that lower bomb site. And Idas Balance, I mean, he just aggresses out through ramp to try and bring it back into a 4-on-4. He gets taken down, and pretty much once you're in a 5-on-3 advantage for the T side, and you've got ramp control and secret control, it is so difficult for the CTs to even think about retaking that bomb site. And Team Spirit, they opt to go for the save. The money's still very strong for them, so they'll be able to get a buyback, no problem. 1 in the next round as well. Havu, though, that was a good change-up, a lot slower as well.
Much better overall for this T side. Isolate the picks and again sell them a lot more information than what they were really punching for. Love that play towards outside. It could have changed if that had gone wrong for Slowy though, you know.
For sure, I mean, look, as a...
Go on.
Yeah. I was going to say it's a 1v1 face, like there wasn't even an opportunity to trade right. So if Mir would have taken down the outside player, then they have Secret just completely taken up for the T's.
With no reason for Spirit to push over on the lobby position either, so a lot hinging on their main fragger. So for Havu, the slower pace will continue to come through. They'll continue to wait for CT aggression, evade it. Once again, Dotto is going to go outside here to the Secret control. Going to challenge onto Mir, who's down on the stairs area. Chopper with a nice nade on. That does a fair amount of damage. Young also to follow suit on Slow's position, but not quite as much damage there with his HE. 50 seconds to the clock. Havu are going to make their way in.
This is really passive for a T side, considering that they don't really have too much control. They do have a player outside of Dotto, but straight away, his information's been given up.
M4 here was locker room. We'll try and catch him off. 16 HP though. Dotto stays alive. And does he expect that player to face aggressive against him? We'll try and get himself back behind red box and catch Mir off guard. He's checking main. He expects an A split. No, it's a B play instead. One player downstairs on the site itself. And the AWP Azori captures Magic shoulder bait and secures the site for his team.
This has to be a save now coming out for Spirit. I know they've got money to work with, but they're completely locked out. And I'll tell you what, Mir's struggling outside. He's had trouble against Dotto. And that's going to give a bit of confidence up to Havu and saying, you know what, outside's a bit of a weakness at the moment. They've been able to take down Mir a couple of times now. Yes, Mir was able to do some damage, but he was not able to find that trade kill. And it will be 3 players trying to hold on to their weapons for the Spirit side. I say that, but even SDY is not able to hold on.
Kill for Dotto onto Iris Balance and Chopper on the Spirit side. M4 seeing the AK pop out. This gun barrel seen. Tries to recover this after the bomb goes up here. I throw the AK even further out of the field. So yeah, Chopper's trying to look for it, see where it went. He can't quite find it in the end, so M4 on the AWP does get saved, but as you mentioned earlier, they've got loads of money for Spirit, so regardless of whether they all went down, they would have had a buy up here. You know, just slightly bolster that economy state. They've got a bit of a lopsided balance between Idis Balance and the lowest player on the money line. The AWP still be afforded at this moment. Havu are up to 3 on the recovery.
I tell you what, I'd like to see some aggression coming outside from Spirit, whether it's the AWP of Idis Balance, because the thing is, there's a lot of lurking going on outside at the moment, and here it is. Look how aggressive Mir is.
Tried this earlier, couldn't make it work. Molotov's up and out. Sword's going to get top of the silo areas, and Mir gets 2 frags. Turns away from the third, but finds it in the end, dropping that bomb. And dropping most of the entire T-side force here. Saw and Slowy in a 2-on-5. Mir's outside aggression eventually works out for him as he backs off to concede that control, but takes a ton of credit.
That's a great change-up coming out from Spirit. I mean, look, we did actually see Slowy going in for the vent dive, so maybe he can try and help from that secret position, but a 2 versus 5, this is like almost unwinnable now for Havu. Great shot coming out from Idis Balance as well. Knows exactly where Saw is, the last player, the in-game leader for the Havu side. And it should only be a matter of time until he gets taken down. Now, what we see there from Spirit is an adaptation. They realise, okay, well, Mir's struggling outside from Dotto. Dotto's been able to get 2 rounds in a row, the opening pick. Let's just see if we can put some aggression out. Mir, maybe you can expect him to get 1 or 2 kills. He gets 3, and they just destroy that round off the back of aggression from Mir.
And they tried that outside courtyard aggression earlier on in the half. You know, a couple of rounds ago, they went for that. Yeah, it didn't work because they went passive on the Havu squad. So as soon as they read, hey, they're starting to get aggressive now, let's try it again and see if it works out. Well, lo and behold, Mir gets himself a 3K, a free AK. Another AK as well for Young, so plenty of firepower and a return to bolster the economy for the Spirit squad. 7-3 on the board, looking for a half victory here in round 11. Havu taking a little bit of early damage, but no aggressive face coming in from either squad at the early part of the round.
And for Spirit, they're going back to quite a passive hold. We saw the aggression coming out outside in that last round. This time around, it's a lot more passive. They are still playing 2 players outside of Idis Balance and Mir. Havu. I'm wondering when the quick execute to the upper bomb site comes out, because for the last 10 rounds, we've just seen a lot of slow defaults from them.
Smoke and flash out from Havu. Young pushed back into the corner. AWP Idis Balance challenging outside as well. Catches a close headshot on Saw. Spray through from Dotto. Will not catch anything at the edge of the smoke now. On towards the main area, slowly looking for Idis. Balance takes the headshot back, a 4-on-4 situation. Falling back into the site. Dotto and Hoodie making their way in. Mir and Samdayoung combined. Good pop flash back to return for 1 and 2. Hoodie on for his 3. No, Magic's back to 2-on-2, making it 1 now. As the bomb's out in the open, Slowy is left alone.
And Slowy can't win this. Like, they know exactly where he is. They know that Slowy's just been going for these vent dive plays so many times, and Slowy probably just has to save onto this AK, honestly. There's no way that he can pick up that bomb, even try and make this 1 versus 2 doable. Now, for Team Spirit, they haven't really been able to deal with the vent dive player of Slowy all too well. I mean, we saw in that round where, well, Havu, they set themselves up at least for a fake of the upper take. A lot of utility comes out. We see the player going into the vent dive, and Slowy's actually able to trade out with the AWP outside in towards that secret position. So for Havu, I'm certainly seeing advantages, but I'm also seeing disadvantages as well. The fact that there's just so many raw angels. Like, look at Spirit; they keep trying to trade off one another. Once the pressure came out of Squeaky, we saw 3 players swinging.
Tech9's out for Havu, Slowy 33 HP. Tech9 moves up against Chopper here. Dotto on 4. Havu with this half-by round, and they'll concede the first frag for it. Chopper with a Molotov kill. Backed up on the site. 2 more players to line up. Samdayoung chimes in as well. He does get fallen to Hoodie. In the end, Chopper gets his 3k overall. So unfortunately, the quick plays don't quite work out here for the Havu Gaming squad. 9-3 on the board. They've got max loss bonus. Part of that half buy was to get themselves back up to the main rifles. Chopper fed a 4k. And there you go. Spirit holding dominant still on this CT side.
And where's the tactical pause, right? What's going on here for Havu? You know, they've lost a lot of rounds now, and they have not been able to recover at all. Saw their in-game leader only on 1 kill at the moment. And, well, they haven't even had the opportunity of getting that AWP into the hands for Zori. I think I've only seen it maybe 1 or 2 rounds coming out for Havu so far in this first half.
Dotto, 54 HP on the early tag damage. Havu unable to come up with the early aggression here. Instead, it's Chopper getting aggressive. Magix does fall down, however. 2 players lining up for the AUG. He only drops 1. Idis Balance gets Hoodie, however, with the AWP. So all in all, Spirit come out with the advantage, a 4-on-3 advantage in particular. Towards outside is where they'll fight next. Idis Balance watching out. CT's making their way up. Chopper does fall, but saw quick to fall in trade. So Samdayoung holds control again back towards the A bomb site. Zori spotted the edge of the smoke, and that's another good headshot. A 2k for the man. And Havu once again picked apart much more slowly this time here. And all in all, Spirit are the ones coming out on top in these duels.
They certainly are, and it's SDY. If he pushes any further, he's going to spot that bomb, but Dotto probably doesn't expect this angle, and it's SDY to take him down. Now, one thing, you know, certainly over these last few months that we've been able to watch Spirit and cast their games, Jay, I've noticed that their trading ability is one of, you know, the best at the moment around that, you know, bottom tier 1, top tier 2 scene. They trade kills so quickly. We saw quite an aggressive stance in the mid-round. We saw, obviously, Chopper with the AUG trying to press out through Hut. Idis Balance as well out through the ramp room, and the synchronization on the city side has been just absolutely perfect for Spirit, and well, they deserve their 10th round.
Smoke down, damage done to Magix. Mir taking Dotto out, looking for his second, catches Saw dead before he hits the floor. Blind spray against the flashbang. Of course, this is a half-by round, so you're not expecting too much else than that. Spirit looking for their 11th to have a dominating start here on the CT half. Looking a lot like the nuke of old here, Dweck.
Yeah, look, this is really scary for Havu being their map pick, and they know exactly that vent dive's come through. They would have seen that bomb. We're already starting to see Mir rotate to lower. Zori does at least trade out 1. Yes, Mir was low, but at least it's a kill going the way of Havu.
And most importantly here, they need to look for the bomb plants so they can get some extra cash out into the next round, the final round of the half, obviously. Still on max odds bonus, but $1,300 for Slowy isn't fantastic. He does get a pick back to boost him to 16. They're starting to find 1v1 duels against the CT forces. Two players going to face around. Ice Bounce does catch Slowey in the end, and Zori now last man standing. Sprayed up by the AUG, so no bomb plant for the T side. It still will lead to a bye, even if it's not amazing. Should still see the AKs come through for every single player on the Havu gaming squad. Last round of the half, Spirit looking for a 12-3 here.
And honestly, what's even more scary is how strong the T side is on Nuke for Spirit. I mean, SDY and Mir, they just come into their own on the T side. And that's what I'm worried about, is the fact that Spirit are an incredibly strong T-sided team on this map, and to already put this many rounds up in the first half is a phenomenal feat. Havu, where do they go from here? How do they try and bring this back? I mean, it seems like they've tried everything at the moment.
Yeah, nothing's worked out. Spirit too strong. Oh, and the
nades.
nades. Landing much more perfectly as well here in this final round. Molotov's coming in, M4 standing. Flash comes in for the T side, does blind off Magix, excuse me. Gets his double kill. Sunday falls, and Zori's quick to follow all the same. 12-3. A dominant half there from Spirit on the CT side. And you cannot be too surprised, again, it is the CT half, but that looked a lot like the less balanced sort of map. Again, to highlight what I mentioned earlier, it looks like Nuke of old in the way that Spirit just constantly shut down every single execution against the Havu squad.
And really, to kind of give a little bit more fact about this Team Spirit lineup, Jay, in the last 3 months, Spirit, they've played 88 maps. Now, out of those 88 maps, all 5 players have got a positive KD out of all the maps in total. That is unheard of. You know, sometimes you see teams where it's like 2 or 3 players are positive, and you got the in-game leader that's negative, and maybe your supportive player that's, you know, a low number. All 5 players positive. And one thing that, you know, straight away it tells me about this Team Spirit lineup is, you know, Chopper can frag, an in-game leader that's a big fragger, and if anyone's going quiet, there's always someone else to step up, and that's why I really love to watch this Spirit side.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys have been the talk of the town for the longest time in the Tier 2 division, and right now with their chance to crack at Pro League, I mean, they were there before. Wouldn't see any reason for them to not be there again. I imagine that these guys have what it takes to remain in Pro League for several seasons on here. And I like the prospect of Spirit being able to continue to re-qualify, because, you know, they're constantly proving themselves down here at the lower levels, beating out teams like your Havu, even your likes of Heroic, obviously, who they beat a couple of days ago, and even yesterday, in fact, they actually managed a simple 2-1 victory above North. It was a close little matchup, but that final map went 16-4, so, you know, like, things have gone really, really well for the Spirit squad. Excuse me, that was actually Havu that managed that map victory, so my bad, I'm being a bit of a dumb. But, you know, Spirit, you know, even then, you know, the results that they've had so far in this tournament, notwithstanding, just have been, you know, brilliant. And, you know, throughout the course of Pro League, you know, I think they could definitely hang in there and hang at that top level.
No, 100%. I mean, their results online have been great. They came, first in Road to Rio. They placed 9th to 12th in DreamHack Masters Spring. Wasn't the, you know, the greatest event from them, but I mean, they beat Fnatic 2-0, they took a map off FaZe, they beat Godsent 2-1. Like, overall, we saw some pretty decent results coming out from Spirit. And look, for Havu, I mean, they're a team that, at least for a few of the players, you know, I've had a chance of casting, like, years back, talking back to, like, 2017, 2018 days, when we had, like, the iGame lineup with both Saw and Zori. But the fact of the matter is, like, they got on the map recently. I mean, they came 3rd in Flashpoint, 1st in Blast Rising, 1st in the Rainmaker Open, which was only, like, very recent. And, you know, like Jay said just earlier, the 2-1 win over North, 2-0 against OG. But, I mean, what I'm seeing here on this first map is just disastrous. Things have not gone their way at all. I don't know how they try and bring this back.
Well, a pistol round would be the start, and we have seen some stupid new comebacks. So, you know, I'm not going to count it out just yet. You know, I mean, after the pistol, we can make a bit of a closer decision, but we'll find out in a moment's time whether or not this will end up being the end of the Havu squad here in this first map. Play out towards the ramp position. It's Slowey with that first pick. Zori and Hoodie also following suit. Bounce finds one, but Slowey quickly responds all the same. Chopper left alone. Bomb being dropped out. CT's in a 4-on-1. And Havu look to hold control for said follow-up round there.
And that comes down to quite a heavy stack. I mean, there were so many players out there defending that ramp room area, and as soon as Spirit take contact, they just get ripped apart and chop up. I really don't know what he's going to be able to do with this, considering how far away he is from, first of all, the bomb, and second of all, the time not in his favour. 1 versus 4 to come out. And for Havu, I mean, this is a great statement. This is a great opportunity to really start to get some momentum going into the second half. I mean, Nuke is one of those maps that if you really start getting some momentum on the City side, it's very difficult to break it. So this is certainly the start that they needed.
Chopper will do his best to fight out of this corner. Basor turn on towards him here with the USP. Low HP for Saw, but also lower for Chopper. With no Kevlar to back him up, it should be an easy pistol round for Havu. Nice and simple there from the CT forces, and will continue to do so. So, yeah, no bomb plant. Force spy coming in from Spirit. Eco?
Well, yeah, probably not. I mean, considering the fact that they didn't get a bomb plant through, looks like it's, yeah, just going to be a single flashbang for Artist Balance. Maybe some sort of squeaky play to try and get the bomb to the lower bomb site, some sort of vent dive, because getting a bomb plant would just mean wonders for them.
Smoke and a nade. Oh, right on towards Sunday Young and Chopper spray through the hoodie. Gets down one, Saw gets another kill. And they get cleaned up here by SMGs alone. So plenty of cash flowing the way of the Havu squad. Although Spirit, in the chaos, do sneak past, get a bomb plant just about out of that one. So Mir sneaking that one through. And that will be another good bomb plant here to bolster the Spirit squad. Nice little buy-up should come through in round 18, and that's where Havu need to start worrying. If memory serves me correctly, actually I do have the information in hand, I can just press tab. Again, they didn't quite get the pistol and conversions, but they got the pistol round in that last one, which is really what turned things over for the Havu squad. So the rifles were mostly going the way of the Spirit team. So let's see whether or not this will end up being the turnaround that shuts down the whole map.
It's really interesting as well to see that Havu have won both these pistol rounds, but so far only been able to put up 5 rounds. Now, what's really big there in that last round is they pull a huge distraction away from the hut play to allow Mir to get into that lower bomb site. He gets a bomb plant through, and that allows a lot, like a full amount of utility to come out from Spirit.
AK has crossed the board here for Spirit, being very careful about how they play this early default. The first rifle round want to try and get beat onto what Havu are playing for here. Hoodie's gone quite aggressive with his MP9, and that could be a bit of an interesting one. But I don't think anything more than that at this moment. The bomb sitting with the T-side presence. Not picked up for anyone at this stage. Should get picked up by someone in a moment, but a minute to go to the clock, and it's just outside control coming in for Spirit. Already gained the inside lobby area. 5 seconds to the clock. Spirit still continuing to gain map control.
Now, they know that there's a player into secret for the T side, considering that Molotov came out from Zori. They've got Chopper outside. To me, this just looks like it's going to be an upper play, and Chopper's going to try and see if he can catch off any of the rotates into the main entrance.
Nades on towards ramp. A lot of presence being shown there for Spirit, and Chopper will catch off Dotto. No more CTs to find them. Magic's gets Saw, and Hoodie in with a great frag inside his balance. Indeed, he'll find it. AK picked up and going to wrap back in with a backstab, but stalling for time more than anything else. He does get caught off by SDY, but Zori chimes back in. Slobby follows suit as well to a 2-on-2. 15 seconds. The bomb's got to cross out of the hut area, but it's only the AWP here for Zori. Just can't seem to land the shot in the end, so it will be a 13th here for Spirit. I do not believe he's got enough to go for this retake, especially with an AWP on his hands. It seems like this is going to be a dire situation for the Havu squad.
That's a great read coming out from Spirit. So what they do there is they run a lot of distractions in that round. So Chopper's obviously playing outside behind T-Red. He finds an opener onto one of the garage players. Now, Spirit, they show heavy presence towards ramp. We see 2 players running out through ramp. They use that utility, and what that does is it kind of siphons off the rotations. They're not sure what's going on here. They think that it might be a lower play, considering Chopper got a kill outside, and they've also seen the utility out from ramp. But Spirit, they bring that bomb straight back. They go for the upper play. They're able to trade out incredibly nicely, And for Zori, considering he's playing out through Secret, there's just no way he can defend his teammates, especially with the main entrance being smoked off. And, well, he has to go for the save, hold that AWP into the next round. They're actually going double AWP presence for Havu, something we didn't see Spirit... Well, they didn't need to do it at all in that first half, to be fair.
I mean, anything you didn't see from Spirit is not because they didn't, you know, didn't want to bring it out or couldn't bring it out. It's just because they just didn't need to, you know. It's like there's no need for any of the double AWP setup from the Spirit squad just because of how dominant that first half was. Havu need a change of pace here, but they're committing a lot to this double AWP setup. The economy is low now. There is not a lot of anything coming through from the Havu side in the next round, but Zori moving forward against Mir. First shot found by Havu, and they need that opening kill.
It's really important. This is an opportunity now for Havu to take control around number 19. Now, they found that opening pick, and it looks like they're going to try and make their way to ramp for the T side. Slowy, he's backing off at the right time, actually, because he's going to have a lot of contact being faced.
2 flashes from Idis Bounce will allow Magix to Sunday Young. Up to the ramp position. M4 for Dotto, missed out by Chopper instead. So a 4-on-4 situation, the 1v1 trade. And Slowy catching Chopper over towards the outside area will now just concede the T side to fall in to the B bomb site. Down from ramp, 1 player at observation, but could open up Decon door, potentially catch off SDY. He does die young in this case. Idis Balance also going to be the last man standing as they also swing in from Hoodie at the double doors area. IDB sprayed up. Couldn't catch anything there. Jumping face. And the kill goes the way of Havu. A 6th on the CT board and a confident hold coming in from them. Spirit kind of shut up very little resistance across that round.
Well, it's a great adaptation coming out from Havu. So we see Zori getting quite aggressive out through Hut to find the opener. Now, Slowy, he doesn't have any information of the ramp presence, but he actually backs off out from ramp to kind of play in hell to look outside. And yes, it allows the map control to go the way of Spirit, but they hold on to the man advantage. And, well, they tried to go to the lower bomb site, but the rotates come in just so quickly. Great timing on the peek out from Decontamination as well. And Havu, how much further can they bring this forward? They need to make sure, especially in this round where there's not too many upgrades coming out from Spirit, that they're not losing too many players at all.
Zori reading that first boost from Chopper pretty well. Shouldn't be too surprised that this round should be pretty confidently picked up by the Spirit squad. Not really much resistance that can be thrown up with these upgraded pistols. Zori, 2 good picks and 2 good faces. 2 bullets fired, so far a 100% shot rate coming in for this AWPer. Natural shot back right there as he missed out that 3rd shot. The 4th shot does land. The bomb's been dropped out in the open. Teams have Magic's getting aggressive and does actually catch off an AWP, so one of the 2 was falling out. He's going to try and toss that above the boost spot, I believe. That'd be his best play right now.
Yeah. Very smart indeed. He knows that he can't win this round, and even trying to hold on to this AWP, he knows he's going to get hunted. Oh! That was so close to another $1,500.
Imagine if he got that as well, yo. Like,
yeah.
13-7. Unfortunately, not a fantastic eco there for Spirit. I mean, they did drop an AWP, which actually forces them back to a single AWP setup for Havu, including an SMG for Saw, which I assume is a value weapon at this stage here with the economy they have. So, for the Spirit squad, getting as much as they can with a pretty terrible situation, all things considered. Now with the rifles up here in round 21, this is the main focus for this T-side for this T-side default.
I tell you what, it's actually pretty aggressive coming out from Havu, both outside and through ramp. They would have heard that scope. Oh. Good shot coming out from Zori. And again, Zori, with this AWP, he's finding openings for Havu.
And Magic's down. Saw back on the A bomb site will be ready to receive the T side if they decide to split in from this position. They still got outside presence though, and the outside default basically in full effect. But Havu, a big start from Zori, looking for a second connection on for his 3K. He spotted Mir crossing. Hoodie's going to play passive on this one. He knows that outside Dominion is coming in for the AWP. A 5-on-3 scenario though. He's bought himself a valuable load of breathing room and bought his team a valuable advantage as well.
This is difficult to bring back now, especially with Dotto getting a kill from Heaven. And well, for Spirit, they took a lot of heavy outside presence, but it was really the AWP that just shut it all down. At least they get the trade back.
Oh, this balance could scope in on Zori. But it's him and Sum Young against the 4 players that stand for Havu. 2 of which are directly on the site. A 3rd player up in heaven. 1 more towards the outside position as well. The AWP by this balance trying to scope in and see something. But whatever they challenge, wherever they challenge, they've got to face a lot of CTs. 25 seconds to make a decision. They're going to make their way in from the mini area. Sum Young does isolate a pick on Slowy, but the bomb's been seen now. 15 seconds and they're backing off to save. Yeah, no situation that Spirit can win in this case. Not enough time on the clock. This will be 8 for Havu. The comeback is in full effect.
It certainly is. And well, Dotto will be able to pick up the AWP from his fallen teammate. You know, Hoodie probably doesn't have time to pick up that AK where Dotto is. At least Saw was able to upgrade from that MP9. Spirit. It was pretty much just seemed that as soon as Zori was able to find that opener, they couldn't have an answer of trying to trade with him. There was no flashes to try and force him back. It just saw like walk peaks coming through and swings from Spirit. And a tactical timeout to come through. It does look as if they are going to force the investment around these 2 saved weapons. Havu are getting closer and closer to double digits now.
Yeah, 13-8. Only a single T-side round won by Spirit so far in the second half. The AWP, the 3 AKs, the Deagle out for Magics. It's a very, very hard buy back in for the Spirit squad. After that back of that tactical timeout, they really want to find something to exit with. Right now, Havu have been fantastic when it comes to these picks, you know, looking very similar to how Spirit were on their CT half, you know. Maybe it's just a case that both CT sides are pretty easily dominant, or maybe just the T-side forces are not quite as stable as they really want them to be here, Dweg. What says you? Which side are you leaning towards on that respect?
I'm still leaning to the Spirit side, just because I know what can come out from this T side, and we haven't seen it quite yet, and it comes down to some early momentum from Havu, especially the fact that they've been able to keep the economy quite low from the Spirit side. So let's see how far this comeback comes through. Good opening coming out from Slowy, and Havu, look, they're playing with confidence at the moment, but with the outside presence coming through, SDY does trade it out at the A-bomb side.
Opening and closing the door. I think the man he's made his way out squeaky. And no one has checked the garage area. Even though this T-side can do great things, Spirit are making some basic mistakes and conceding some frags for it. A 3-on-3 as Magics does find a trade. So at the very least, they're holding the trade game pretty well so far in this one. 39 seconds to the clock. Spirit going to make their way in towards A. It's only Zori with the AWP in the back lines. Hoodie spotted top end of the rafters, so the AWP, only thing that remains, missing its first shot. Sum Young can isolate a 3rd pick for his trouble. And finally, Spirit do look confident. The bomb plant will be secured. And Slowy left to save his weapon.
And that's more like it. You know, individual duels. One thing that is just a statement to this Russian lineup. And what we see there is they slow it down, right? It's a 3 versus 3. They slow it right down. They have the idea. Well, they have the presence if they like to go towards a secret position. But they've got SDY in Squeaky. And they're trying to think, okay, well, if we go lower, SDY can't really help us unless he takes ramp by himself. But that's too risky. And, well, if he goes for the vent dive, it means he's committing to the A-bomb site. So that's risky as well. So, in fact, they go, you know what? Let's try and make their way to the upper bomb site. There are 2 players to deal with. But SDY is able to find the first on towards the rafters, jiggle pick the AWP, take him down, and for Havu, yes, they hold on to Slowy, but for Spirit, I mean, they at least were finding the trade kills, and for Havu, we found good openings for them, but they weren't able to hold on to the advantages.
That's 1 step closer to map point for Spirit on the opponent's map pick. Slowly pushing forward for this T side. I mean, this could be the round that wins it all, however. I mean, both economies are pretty broken, so for Havu, it's just as important to try and turn some rounds back to their favor. They'll force Spirit back to an eco if they can win round 23. We're already seeing damage coming on Mir as well, so it's a good start by Havu. Not quite a pick, but 58 HP is not a fantastic start for the Spirit squad, and with further smokes and sprays coming through, we'll try and clear out the squeaky area. They won't be allowed their full progression. Ice Bounce will try and look for Dotto. He does strike with the AWP.
And the outside presence this time around is being a success from the get-go from Spirit. A lot of players outside. Idis Bounce to find the opener, and he's even taken Sword down to 1 HP. And look at this from Hoodie. He's going to start pressing forward. SDY ready to the trigger and ready for the position.
5-on-3 situation. Spirit have read the Havu setup pretty well. Saw on 1 HP as well. He's so susceptible to being traded. Slowy's also going to pre-fire against Sunday Young. He turns around towards Saw, lands that shot. Got Slowy next. Oh, Idis Balance can do one better. And Zori left alone. Fantastic communication from Spirit to get that wall bang to defend the site here. And Zori last man standing. AWP sees it. That's 3 kills for Idis Balance. That's map point for Spirit.
I don't think the viewers realise how difficult that is for SDY to be looking at the aggressive hut face and kill the outside squeaky play. Like that shot is incredibly difficult to land. And the fact that the wallbang actually comes out from Idis Balance, like Jay said, some fantastic comms going the way of Spirit. And, well, for Havu, I mean, they got just ripped to shreds in that round. And it all comes off the back of Idis Balance. So he gets some really nice shots coming out. 3 kills in the end. And well, Havu, they're forced onto a force buy, and well, they don't even have a single rifle.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. I have a feeling this might be GG. At least for map 1, the series itself, maybe a bit of a different story. A bit of aggression coming in from slowing out towards ramp for the moment, alongside Saw here. Idis Balance finds that first pick on Hoodie, and they do catch up a good kill. SMG back from Saw doesn't do anything, so 5-on-2, this is over. This is going to be a 16-8. This will be Spirit taking Havu's map pick, and not a good start in this series for the Finns, Dweg.
No, this is really disappointing. Like, I don't want to take too much credit away from Spirit by saying, like, you know, it was more that there was some mistakes from Havu than them playing well, but for Havu, I mean, we saw a couple of instances of, like, some good rounds coming out, but in the grand scheme of things, considering this is their map pick and they've got a lot of results on it as well, to only be able to put up 3 rounds on T, really struggle in this second half as well. And, well, for Spirit, I mean, this is just a class performance from them.
Good shot for 1. No more than that. 16-8. And that is a good GG from the Spirit squad. Looking confident from the word go. Very little really coming out in terms of special tactics or anything like that. It just came as a simple sort of a matchup there from the CT defensive and then the T side. And once it got rolling, it did also look pretty good there, Dweg. But you know, I do feel like that Havu didn't really show up in the way that we expected them to. I mean, yeah, the map is not exactly like a well-played map for them, but, you know, even good results against OG would have suggested, in Cloud9 and Gen G as well, you know, all these results would have suggested that Havu would have held, like, at least a bit of a fight on this map, but apparently that's not to be.
Well, the thing is as well, right, is that you look at Spirit and they've got such a deep map pool, so no matter which map you pick, it's going to be a strong one from Spirit unless it's Vertigo, so for Havu, you know, it's certainly a difficult veto coming forward, but Spirit, I mean, that looked really good. Towards that end of that last 3 rounds of that T side, they looked incredibly sharp.
That sharpness may turn to a blade that may stab Havu's chances right out of the lower bracket. Overpass is our second map. It was picked by Spirit. We may be seeing the end of the Finns here, so stick with us after this very short break. We will come back and see the second map of our best of 3.
Everybody loves an underdog.
Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Charge up your game with excitement. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG Bet.
Sarah, I lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's Molly for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah.
Yeah. Black sheep, black sheep, black sheep, black sheep. I don't even write no more, man.
And him, yo,
God.
can't you come over?
On my contract, commando. Pulling up a clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Get substituted. You're not recruited. Cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. I've proved this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Ain't going outside, I make it work. I'm in my bag, that's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got it. She make it twerk. And why you mad? I got here first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. On my contract, commando. Pulling up a clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. Think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Why are these boys so stupid? Counting me out, now I'm counting my money. I'm probably gon' cop me a new wrist. Y'all gon' think I'm a nuisance. New sound, know me, who this? Yeah, I made some improvements. Me and the gang been bowling. Your shawty gon' think we're the coolest. LSA say we got clips. We bout to make it a movie. I make a hit I can't miss. Damn, the charts might sue me. The way I be stacking my chips, probably the bank gon' sue me. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid, cause your mans can't fool me.
On my country commando, pulling up with clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might have found my tempo. Posted up in my tempo. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GG Bet, and ESEA.
Who I was in the past, I'm unattached, only focus in this moment is bringing
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League. We're into map 2 between Havu and Team Spirit, and it's not been a fantastic start for the Finnish squad. A 16-8 scoreline on their map pick of Nuke. Now it's over past the pick of Spirit, and I think every statistic, every number currently says that Spirit should be in with a victory in this best of 3. Dwayne, tell me why you believe this is the case.
Oh, well, look, I mean, there's certainly a lot of pros going the way of Spirit, and the reason for that is, I mean, you just look at the lineup that they've got. I mean, they just have so much raw firepower on this map. It's a map that, over the course of the last 3 months, they've played a fair bit, and their win percentage is really good on it. Now, the one thing that I'm not worried about, but I'm going to be interested to see, is we haven't actually seen Spirit play this map in over a month now. Now, not to say that their results have been bad by any sense, but I'm going to be interested whether that's more a weakness or a positive that we haven't seen them play on this map in quite some time.
It really depends on, like, you know, the specific opponents they've been facing, you know, like if they've all been banning Overpass, for example, or if they've had, like, better, you know, map weaknesses to pick into for the Spirit side, then there's probably a reason you can isolate in that if you want to go through all the matches. But, you know, that's a story for another day. For now, we're just jumping into what we've got so far, and even then, their performance in these maps have been pretty good, you know, previous victories against the likes of Vitality, Virtus Pro, Gambit Youngsters, and all sorts of great opportunities here for the Spirit side as they open things up in the pistol. 2 early picks in just over 20 seconds into the first round, Blake.
And it comes off the back of a default over towards this playground area. I'll tell you what, though, the aggression coming out from Zorian through Connector, he's heard all the footsteps, but Mir is just a step further ahead, and he knows exactly what the play is. This is now a 5-on-2 for Spirit.
Smoke and flash for Chopper will try to get his teammates into the bomb site. Saw and Slowy with such a task and a half to hold off the defense, because this retake most certainly is not coming through for them. Wrapped in, sandwich from all 3 entrances towards the short water. It's a 3K for Sundai Young, and a brilliant start here for the Spirit side. A confident start as well for the T side hold.
And all it comes down to is those opening picks, right? I mean, SDY is able to get a pick out through short of one of the Havu members getting aggressive. They get a pick over towards playground as well on the long player. And then it's a 5-on-3, and Havu, well, they hear the information. They go, right, we need to make a play. Zori decides to get aggressive up through Con, and Mir just deals with them relatively easily. And at that point, Havu are just completely out of the round. So for Spirit, a good one to start things off, but they need to continue this momentum because the Force Buy is coming through for the City side.
Flash to force Slowy off position there on the initial face. Mir and Sundai Young will be the first 2 out to the B bomb site. You've got 3 players there to defend against it. Zori with the scout out here towards long will take a face, and a brilliant flick on towards Chopper there out in the open. A good kill to be found to open things up here. 5-on-4 situation. Havu on their force bite need to make as much as they can out of this.
This is probably going to be a walk into B coming out from Spirit. They don't have a lot of utility to work with. Those flashes are perfect, but the trades still go in favor of the T's side. A couple of easy cleanups coming through. Slowy still on the side with a P250.
And they're pretty heavily tagged up thanks to the bottleneck and the flashes coming through, so Spirit could still be susceptible to lose this round, but with Zori going falling, it leaves it all on the Deagle and the P250. Good kill from Slowy on site. Looking for Idis balance as well with a secondary headshot. 2-on-2 situation. Magic's going to round the corner. Mir going to try and find a gap in a smoke. Magic's will take out Dotto, so it's all left to Slowy, but Magic's gets his 2K all the same. So the AK gets picked up by 2 of the remaining T-side forces, and it will be 2-0 on the board for Team Spirit.
And that was looking a little bit scary there coming out from the Spirit side. So they pretty much just like try and establish Chopper out through long. He gets taken out pretty much immediately. And then it's just the walk into the B bomb site. The trade kills do go in favor of the Spirit side, even with a lot of damage being done. And look at the amount of Mac 10s being upgraded. 3 Mac 10s out for Spirit, and considering the fact that Havu forced into the last, they have not upgraded a lot going into round number 3.
Nades up against Sundai Young. He's on 2 HP thanks to the Mac 10 face, but he does get himself a kill against Slowy. Dotto also falling as Mir enters, clears out the B-bomb site of Saw. Not much the Zori can do here. Idis Balance will hunt with his own Mac-10 as well, try to farm up the cash here. Looks like they will get 3 picks on SMGs. Oh, sorry, 2 picks on SMGs, excuse me. So yeah, a little bit of effect coming in for the AK, so not quite as much money as they would have wanted it to be, but all 5 players do stay alive, so they can continue to build the economy state here, the Spirit Squad. The third AK will get brought down by Sundai Young. The AWP comes out for Zori alongside the full set of M4s. Glass cannon on the CT side.
I gotta be honest, I did not see this amount of upgrades coming through. So we saw an upgraded AK and an AWP coming out. So Spirit, rather than just holding on to those 3 Mac-10s and using this 4th as a bonus round, they're going into it with like a full investment of upgrades. This could be at least a bit of a quick commitment to the B bomb site, at least in terms of utility, and that's established the short control.
And Spirit playing carefully around this passive position. The boost coming in, though, forces the issue on the bomb site. Magic's with the opening frag of the round, so 5-on-4 advantage for the Spirit Squad as they once again force the issue from Havu. Not even needing to get overly aggressive or dangerously aggressive. Just that boost up so well covered off against the M4s in the site. And Saw is first casualty. They continue to hold back here as well. Wait for the execution to come in.
Honestly, they can just try and play really passive and force Havu into making a mistake. Now, at least for the City side, they have stacked up 3 players over at this B bomb site. And it doesn't look like the T's are going to try and make their way up through connector at all. Hoodie, taken out by Magic's, already finding 2 kills in the round.
Mir's got to step up because Hoodie's going to be, Magic's going to be on low HP, I should say. Idis Balance going to move in from the monster area. And slowly but surely they enter, slowly but surely they walk into the site. A plant will be secured. A 4th should be on the board here for the Spirit Squad. Dotto and Zori passive positions trying to hold off for exit frags. Dotto is the most aggressive player on the site and does catch 1 player for his trouble. Smokes out there to the bridge position, might cover his escape via graffiti, but Mir's going to push forward of it, try and find the man he is. Those footsteps of Smoke is clear, he's forced to take a fight. The M4, Manic Spray, does come up with a secondary kill, but now Dotto's got to escape with his weapon alongside Zori as well. Chopper's on a backstab though, and as you mentioned, the Mac-10 could get so much out of this. Going to catch off the AWP player, pick him apart. Could grab that big green gun if he wanted to. I mean, he's most likely looking for an AK for the T side, but a rifle's a rifle. And again, it will be 4-0 for the Spirits board.
And I'll tell you what, that's huge coming out, that they dropped that AWP. Havu really wasn't the strongest of holds over that B bomb site, and it comes off the back of obviously that opening kill. We see the boost going up towards the toxic barrels. Magic's able to find the first. Slow walk up from short. They get a 5-on-3. Havu are just in a world of pain at that point. Now, they hold on to 1 save to a person, which means they are going to half buy up the back of the M4. But so far from Spirit, they're looking incredibly drilled on this map.
Yeah, so well coordinated and so little casualties when it comes to walking into the site. It's only in the post-plant where they start losing a little bit of grip against Havu, and then from there they've already got a 5-on-2 advantage, so it's not like it's going to do much for Havu Gaming. See what the situation was, of course. AWP dropped, of course, the M4 sticks in for Dotto, but the pistols around it are half by looking for the max loss bonus investment here as Spirit just play out their standard passive defaults, try and force the pick in from their boost bot positions, or just finding CTs getting aggressive to pop out from the short or the monster area. Maybe long control might come in for Spirit this time. They are leaning a little bit more heavily towards that A bomb site presence, but not so much as to justify an A site commitment just yet.
And they're just seeing if they can find any kind of an opening with the default, something that we saw a lot on the T side of Nuke, rather than set pieces for Spirit. It seems like their defaults for the most part on pretty much any maps is their best bet. And they're actually going to walk Idis Balance into this B bomb site on the entry with the AWP.
In towards site, Sundai Young here, going to pass that bomb off towards the AWP. The AK walks in, sees a flash, what a tap! To Dotto, nades up, coming in against the man. Hoodie will move forward, edge of the toxic barrels, going to try and find an angle to work with against Idis Balance. And a flashback to come in from Sword to try and suppress it here. Havu have picked up as much as they can, going to try and stop Spirit from entering to the site. There's 20 seconds through the clock here. Slowly will get forced out, Hoodie's going to get spotted. He does get a kill on the way out of the round though. It'll be a 4-on-2 situation, making it 1 as Saw sprays through, gets a 3K. Or Sunday Young, I should say. Sprays through, gets a 3K onto Saw. And Mir getting Zori down for the final frag of the round. 5-0 for Spirit. And Sunday Young, I have to say, his shooting has been on point so far with these entries.
Yeah, they certainly have done. SDY, a member that's been talked about for many years on this Spirit lineup. He's been there a very long time now. He's been on this lineup for like 2.5 years, joined in the beginning of 2018. And he's stuck around for many different iterations of this lineup. And he's been a big firepower element for them. Bathroom Smoke going up for SDY. Are they going to go for the boost for the AWP? I think they are.
Seems like it. The M4's up as standard. Nades coming in for Slowly, going to try and force them back over in the connector area. The 4-man boost coming in for the AWP of Idis Balance, but he doesn't look like he's going to land a shot in this one, so... Good play from Spirit to potentially open things up. Unfortunately, it does not quite work out that way, and so they will maintain their control, start to make their presence felt. Up and over to the monster area. There's a lot of short presence here for the CT forces. So Idis Balance for the pick against one of these players could be a massive opener for Hoodie, though. He starts things off with damage onto Mir.
And I'll tell you what, Havu in a really good position at the moment. They've got a double con play coming out and 2 players over to this B bomb site. They've read the situation incredibly well, and it's off the back of the information of that boost coming out from the orb, but they've seen the short aggression coming through and the trade kills. I can't believe they still go in the way of the T side. At least for Havu, they trade it back into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, big pop out there from Sword to gain that presence, and now it's 40 seconds to the clock for Spirit to wrap back around and go towards the A site. They've realised there's a lot of players on this B site play, and Chopper in particular going to nade up towards the A bomb site. Try sell him on the idea of an A play. I think he's made his way so far up that they can call in a rotation pretty confidently. AWP got to focus on Sword. They'll make their way in from long. It's unclear, but it is also the most likely position to have no players on the CT rotation. Saw does get Idis Balance over in connector. Hoodie goes dropping towards the dumpster position, so now the bomb has got to make its way on towards site. Smoke down, going to plant open for bank. Pretty risky, but no one is there to punish it. So retake mode for Havu.
And this is their best chance yet. This is the opportunity for the Finns to get their first round. But the CTs, they're coming from the same angle, and for Spirit, they've planted open for bank, but they're actually taking control over towards Banana. So for Havu, they could honestly stick this defuse.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is smoke down as well for Zori, so if you get Saw in that position, it's 5 seconds to the defuse, unless they're trying to go for wall bangs. I mean, I think the AKs can wall bang if you hit the exact spot. Oh, they're going to make their way out from open, though. Chopper is going to line up 2 frags, so 3 kills to his name. Spirit, I would have thought that they would have been able to spot that bomb over in the bank position and try and rotate the diffuser out towards the bank area, so I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for that. Didn't cover off that open position, no one was watching it. A bit of a misplay there from the CTs when they really should have had every advantage.
Well, the thing is there for Havu is as soon as they take contact out from the stairs position and they see that bomb's planted for bank and they haven't taken bank control, straight away that tells the idea there's 1 or 2 players from Spirit that are hiding in bank, and that's why we didn't see the rotation coming up for Havu to retake in that position of the map. But that 2 versus 2 retake was so needed because at the moment there has just been no advantages going the way of Havu.
Nice start once again for Spirit here in this round. A nice pick for Mir. Getting a bit aggressive and getting punished a little bit for the damage, but nothing else coming through for him. Flashes over towards the underpass position, going to try and storm up the connector area, but nothing will be seen very early on. It's just very passive plays that we've seen from Spirit, as they have been throughout the course of the day so far. So 60 seconds and Spirit can go wherever they want. They've got all the control. Dotto might catch one player off guard. He needs to get a Deagle back here. On for a second against Magic's next. AK trying to fall back here, and the Deagle just can't win his second fight.
Once again, SDY, that spray transfer onto Saw was just perfection. And Havu, so far only being able to get a single kill out through con. And that's it. That's all that we've seen so far. And Spirit now gonna be up 7-0 on their map pick. And for Havu, their highest fragging member at the moment is Dotto at 3 kills. He was 2 at the beginning of this round.
That is harsh.
Yeah.
That is really harsh. His ADR is only at 50. Top ADR for the Havu Gaming side is 63 on Saw. No utility damage across anyone except for Slowy, who I think had a good nade on towards one of the players. You compare that to the numbers of the Spirit side, and they've got 3 players on 100 plus ADR in their top fragging positions. Like, this is just really spiraling out of control, and you know, like, when do we call a tactical pause? When do we stop, break the pace? When do we try and decide, you know, to change things up here for Havu? Because like, they are losing a lot of control right now. They are losing so much to the Spirit side. They are just losing opening picks. It's simple faces in. Nothing fancy, no fast executions, just walk in, get the kill, sometimes walk out, sometimes pushing off the back of it. So much great, you know, adaptation from the Spirit squad. And no orbs coming in for Havu as a result of their losses. The economy has been beaten, battered, bruised, broken, whatever you want to call it. It's happened to them. Early damage does come in towards Chopper, so at least they have that much against them.
Unfortunately, they won't know if they did any damage with that HE. And we saw the double HE stack actually coming up through the boost position, even with Saw jump spotting over, evades those nades. And you'd have to think that a tactical pause has to come out at some stage from Havu. SDY, I think he's lining up a bathroom smoke there. No, actually, that's a front connector smoke. I have not seen that one before. That blocks off the info for the CTs holding out in con, and that probably tells Havu as well that they're trying to take short control, which they're not for Spirit.
I'll keep their presence out here towards the B site for the moment. The flashbang's coming in from Some Young as the rotation slowly wrap over to the mid position. Chopper's made his way on towards the bomb site as well. He's going to clear out mid, call it in. They've got connector control as well. That bomb can rotate safely through the mid presence as long as they don't face towards the bathrooms. The AWP will try hunt for that control, and first frag is found in the round. 35 seconds to go in said round. It's Zori with the pressure against him. He knows that orb's closing in fast, and it's a fantastic quick scope there from Idis Balance. Secondary pick. Saw will fall. And that's round over. That's 8 on the board for Spirit. They're going to take the half flawlessly against Havu.
And look at this from Mir. He's been lurking over at this B side of the map for pretty much the whole round so far. And, well, look, there it is. No one surviving. Now, one thing I want to touch on just quickly, Jay. We've seen 8-0 for Spirit. 8 rounds in a row. Now, out of all the deaths for Havu, there's only been 2 players that have stayed alive at the end of the round, because we've seen Hoodie, Saw, and Slowy on 8 deaths, and Zori on 7, and Dotto on 7. So what that means is that Spirit, they're not just planning the bomb and winning rounds, they are hunting for the kills. They are trying to destroy this economy from Havu for there no chance to be any saved weapons to come through.
Yeah, I believe there are only 2 rounds where a single player stayed alive. Dotto, obviously, when that Mat 10 flank came in, I can't remember when Zori did, but it won't matter too much because Zori is going to go falling the AWP, taking first face in for the CT forces. A deagle back from Dotto in the mid position will find themselves a secondary response frag, and Slowy and Dotto here with the crossfire now set against them. CT side opting to back off a little bit. Idis Balance won't take his face either. He's got his AWP in play. Magic's will strike one towards one. Flashes against him will allow Slowy a decent pick. Got Idis Balance next to deal with a fantastic quick scope coming forward. Mir almost dead to this one. Some die young, now the last man standing. It looks like maybe they're going to win one out. Havu with the half by somehow turn the odds to their favour.
Well, they're just creating chaos, and for Spirit, rather than just backing off and letting the CTs take that short control, they just try and fight and fight. And for Havu, I mean, that's exactly what they want to try and pull out. That AWP has so much impact around that connector position. A great shot being landed from Slowy onto Idis Balance. And they've passed that AWP back to Zori, and Zori's a man that is like their leading fragger for Havu. He's currently the lowest on the scoreboard at the moment. This could be a fast B commitment coming out for Spirit.
Yeah, flashes, smokes, all coming out of the gate here. Fast execution, no defaults in play. And Zoe will punish them for it. First pick, not quick scoping to the second. Popping from Hoodie though, the flashbang drops 2. And the bomb planter as well. Idis Balance and Chopper now suddenly last 2 players left standing for the T side. Flash in, Dotto will fall. Got to isolate the frag on Hoodie, who's also on low HP, so Spirit forced to go a bit slower in this one, but the fast play did not work out for them here on round 10.
And they slow it right down, Team Spirit. Can they bring this back? Hoodie Nice angle to try and at least deal with the AWPer. Chopper, the last one left, and he gets taken down. 4 kills in the end there from Hoodie. And honestly, it comes back to him just trying to work on that edge of the smoke out through short. And for Spirit, they got the entry, but they didn't expect that position.
Yeah, no, a big round from Havu, obviously. And finally, something showing up. They've come alive here in this second round. Starting to look decent at the very least, but the orbs in for Idis Balance and for Zori. Spirit going to go fast again. Okay, no, they're splitting off 2 players. I thought for a second they were putting the utility out to go for a fast play out. Hoodie's going to get aggressive towards short for a second time. The smoke comes up, and I don't think he's going to land anything for this. Takes some damage instead by the blind shots, and its first 2 tags favourable to Spirit this time. And 4 of Dotto catching Idis Balance. How did he read that? I don't think it'll matter. Chopper taking out 1 mid, catches 2 players boosted up, and Spirit are going to dismantle Havu's aggression again.
Now, that position that actually comes out from Dotto, there's a slight little pixel gap underneath the wooden, like, wall. And if anyone walks out from the T-Con steps, you immediately see them in favor of the city side. So that's why we saw Dotto playing so aggressively, holding that angle, trying to get that pixel angle. He gets the information, he finds the opening pick, but, I mean, Mid just opens up short with the boost coming out. They know exactly where Dotto is. And, oh, you have to think for Havu, they won the opening Angel.
1 player left in Zori, catches 1 with the AWP, but turning away from the rest of the T-side forces, and Spirit have done it again. 3 kills for Mir, 2 kills for Chopper. A 9-2 scoreline, and again, every time Havu get an advantage, things just look to get, the response seems to come in like twofold from Spirit, you know, like, yeah, they got a couple of good rounds there from the aggression and defensive, but then the flashes come forward, and then the short control gets dominated by the Spirit squad. Like, what do you have to do to Havu to gain a decent advantage? Because that round is going to turn them back to force by status.
Yeah, look, there's not really a lot that Havu can do. I mean, they've tried taking a lot of control out towards short, and it's been successful in the early round, but, I mean, Spirit are just winning so many of these aim fights just off raw firepower alone. Good flashbang, they know exactly where Zori is. He tries to repeat the angle, but Idis Balance, he's holding it.
A 5-on-4 situation to start again for Spirit. Good pick for Idis Balance, not falling to that mid face. The Magics will follow suit on towards Dotto there for a secondary frag. I mean, only main weapon left in here is the M4 Saw. Deagle from Hoodie could do damage. Slowy's going to be in a much worse position though. And a 5-on-3. 60 seconds to the clock. Spirit, of course, pressing in towards Connector, mollying out all the positions. They can go wherever they want. Again, they have full dominion over the entire map.
Havu, already 2 players down, only 3 remaining. Idis Balance trying to sell a bit of a fake over to this A bomb side, but a lot of B commitments coming out from Spirit, and it's SDY on the entry out through Monster.
M4 and Deagle standing by here. Hoodie's going to take his fight, smoke out the toxic barrel. Some Young knows exactly where he is. Nades coming in. Molotov lands in the midst of the smoke. And now challenging Saw. Headshot coming in from Some Young. His 14th kill here in this matchup. Hoodie, known. Inside forces shooting each other in the back, but it's not much damage, all things considered, and they're going to continue to press forward here against this Deagle. Hoodie catches off 1, but does go falling, and Some Young with a Glock finishes off the last player here. And it just keeps repeating itself for Spirit. I feel like we're on broken record rounds for this T side.
Things are starting to look really abysmal now for Havu, and it's really disappointing that the fact that, you know, they get a 2-0 victory against OG, a 2-1 victory against North, to get into this position. And, well, Havu, we saw them struggle on that first map, and we're starting to see it again. Spirit, I'm going to go for the boost again with the AWP, but the aggression's actually coming out, at least in the early round, around Fountain.
Yeah, that boost will see nothing here from the AWP player. Best they've got. Just rolling out to their default here for Magics at the moment. And no one will be seen. A flash from Saw might allow them to enter towards that mid position, and they will get aggressive, so they'll have info on that position. AK moving up against 5-7 and Deagle. Chance for Slow to strike. Indeed, 2 players do isolate and AK, take him down. Now moving in towards the B bomb site where Zori and Dotto are holding with Deagles of their own. Can they get themselves a third? They'll tag up Mir to start with the execution response. Hoodie will be held back here towards thanks to the Molotov. The Eagles continuing to fire up, needs that headshot pretty desperately. Hoodie will fall to Ida's balance, but Mir goes down in trade. Trouble with a response, and Zori is not bound to last much longer. Dotto falling, slowly last man. 11 on the board for Team Spirit.
And this honestly just seems a little bit too easy for Spirit.
Yeah.
Certainly something that I didn't expect to see in this best of 3. Like, I certainly put Spirit as the favourites, and I thought, you know, going into this we may see a 2-0 coming out, but not in this kind of a scoreline at all. I mean, the fact that Havu have only been able to put up 10 rounds so far on both maps against 27 for Team Spirit, I mean, it's just such a one-sided affair, so black and white between these two sides. And honestly, Havu, I don't know what they can do to bring this back. They just don't have enough rounds at the moment on the CT defense. And even that AWP tried to look for a little bit more. Ida's balance, I mean, he's hitting shots for days at the moment.
Opening frag found. AWP at close range, somehow coming out on top. Some Young is going to push forward from Monster, and knowing him, he's going to get this easy kill on Hoodie, seeing where the smoke came from. Quick pop out takes him down. Dotto and Zori are tagged. Saw on 100 HP, could be able to do something with the M4, but I have my doubts on this one because Spirit are able to isolate those frags. In fact, Some Young. 2 bullets out of his AK, 1 to the headshot. He gets his 3K. Also facing in against Zori in the back lines. And it just looks like such a different level of team, you know? Like, it just feels like Havu didn't even turn up to play today. Just considering the frag numbers on that board. 7 kills for Hoodie. Top fragger compared to 10 kills of Ida's Balance, the bottom fragger of the opposing matchup. And Ida's Balance was the guy stepping up in that last map up here. This time is Some Young. 20 kills so far in this half.
Now, before this best of 3 series, Jay, Zori, the AWP for this team, had 10 maps in a row of a positive KD, and I'll tell you what, he wasn't... I mean, he may have just came positive in the end of Nuke, but he didn't have a big performance at all on that first map, and, well, certainly going forward onto Overpass, no one is having a big performance at the moment.
Forced buyout from Havu. For Mars as the only rifle. Shotty from Hoodie. SMG to everyone else. P90 for Zori, which at that point is just a Hail Mary play at this point. Look at him getting aggressive here towards T-Con. Chopper's already ready for it. That's an easy kill. That's an opener. And already probably the round going the way of Spirit, you know. I mean, they could just push up through mid right now, through long, get towards the A site. They won't do that because their defaults have worked so fantastically. Dotto will look for magics and will be spotting out at least one player. The AK will get out of dodge, only taking minimal damage on the way out of the T-Con position.
And what I love from Spirit as well is no matter how many rounds they're in the lead, they don't play cocky. They don't kind of like, you know, have a round where they just rush a bomb site to say, let's just go and get this game over and done with. They've been playing really passive, waiting for the CTs to aggress. And even with that flash, Mir's able to find the secondary kill. It's a 4 versus 2. And Havu... yeah. Well, you know, Magix has picked up the P90.
Yeah, this is... If he gets even a kill with this one, like, I imagine Magic's just jump facing around a corner, spraying someone and getting a headshot, like, just some stupid stuff like that. Like, that's what it seems to me, Dweg, but Slowy will catch off the kill, so fortunately no silliness coming in from the SMG of the T side. A secondary pick with the UMP, making it 3, almost 4. Ida's Balance just turns it around for a bomb plant, but open towards the mid position. Saw can somehow luck their way into a third for Havu, but it's still a 12-3 half, exactly how things went down over on Nuke, and I mean, even that sequence doesn't show much hope. Like, it just kind of felt like, you know, but again, with the bomb, with the P90 being picked up by Spirit, it just kind of felt like they stopped caring about taking it seriously in that last round.
Yeah, look, I mean, that was maybe a little bit over complacent there for Havu, for Team Spirit. I mean, they had a 4-2 advantage, and well, they swung the headshot player just one at a time rather than using a flashbang or jiggle peeking. Just making sure that they wanted to try and overwhelm that A bomb site. But look, in the end, it is a 3rd round for Havu, and it's going to be a difficult comeback. There's no doubt about it. And Team Spirit. really showing us some absolute class. I mean, you have a look at the ESL world rankings at the moment, and well, they're ranked 16th, the highest they've ever been, this lineup.
And pushing forward to hopefully higher prospects for Spirit. For Havu, though, their prospects are currently still pretty easily in the dumps at the moment. And I just want to put a hypothetical scenario out there for this one.
Okay.
Like, imagine you're the coach right now of Havu. You've got this little halftime break. You've got about 3 minutes or so to talk things through and figure things out. What are you saying to these guys to say, look, right, we are 4 rounds away from elimination. How on earth do you turn this around? What do you say to this team to try to get them back in the zone?
Yeah, look, I mean, just play with confidence. Play like you've got nothing to lose, honestly, because, well, for Havu, they lost the opening map. They're 4 rounds away from Spirit getting to 16. Play like you've got nothing to lose. You know, this is one of the lower bracket games, so, you know, if you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, let's just move on. And obviously Disturbed being the coach for Havu, a man in the Finnish scene that has been an extreme veteran player, playing for teams like ENCE, 3D Max, and even had a stint for playing for Havu a couple of years ago. But he's now joined up in the coaching role. I think one of the first times he's actually like been a coach. So, yeah, look, he might just be trying to just keep them in the zone because, you know, after getting slapped on the first map, getting slapped in the first half of the second, and some of the players could be just demoralized. They can just be completely out of it, thinking, you know, we've already lost this. And that's really not the mentality you want going forward.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know what else to say at this point, you know, like, like, for me personally, if I was on this Havu side, I'm mentally checked out of this series already, you know, like,
yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation, which is why I'm mostly asking you, because you definitely know better than I do in these situations, you know. And for me, like, you know, I just don't see a way back in for Havu. They need to play a magical level of CS if they want to have even a chance of bringing this comeback. They are down by a map. They are down by 9 rounds. Spirit will be 4 rounds away from eliminating them out of the lower bracket. And it all rests in this pistol round. We've got Raid Boss on Dotto and Zori. Molotov for Slowy, who dropped one of those P250s. Smoke and Flash for Saw, who dropped the other one. And it's taps from Dotto to start. Taking one. Can't quite connect the second of the Idis balance. The flash in from Chopper might allow a secondary peek, but not a pick back for the CT side.
Oh, Mir is so aggressive out through short, trying to tap away. Finally, it brings that disadvantage back into an even playing field. 4 versus 4 in Havu. Well, they're starting to make some movement over towards taking some bathrooms control. And for SDY, he's just falling right back.
Yeah, and that aggression going to work out wonders again for the Spirit side. Mir may be on 16 HP, but his teammates are all bolstered at 60 to 100. USP looking around that corner, looking to the long position. Mir and Idis Balance holding back on the B-bomb site as Havu try and figure out where they want to go here. They still have utility in place, Saw and Slowy. Sumdai Young wrapping in from the back lines. Going to catch Hoodie. Clock taps up, does its damage. 3 HP for him. He's seen where the T's are going to rotate from. Chopper's going to have to be the man to do most of the damage. He's got the defuse kit in play as well. It looks like Havu forced the issue, but there comes one headshot. 3-on-3 retake. Got to come through now for the Spirit squad. Saw if he isolates his kill on Chopper, he'll gain a massive advantage by dropping that defuse kit. But for now, Spirit is setting up a position.
And they're all coming in from the same position. So Slowy trying to look out through Connector is going to have to get his attention pulled away. And 3 versus 3, like Jay said, there is a kit to work with for Chopper. No smoke to try and get on top of that bomb, but contact has been made, and Idis Balance hits a good shot. Slowy at least tries to bring it back, but he can't follow up onto Mir. The bomb's being stuck, but they need to swing onto the long player. It's all down to Hoodie in the 1 versus 1. Chopper, can he land the bullets? No, he can't. That's going to be a 4th round for Havu.
And a survival round for Havu as well. Forced the issue. If they had just stuck that bomb right there for the next 2 seconds, I don't think Hoodie would have swung. I don't think he would have had a chance to get to the bomb diffuser there. So Havu able to find that opening pick with the Raid Boss P250s and continue pressure now, continue the chances for the Finnish squad. And the AK's out across the board. We've got 2 SMGs in play. Of course, the Galil for Slowy and the force buy back from Spirit, which they have been able to win before here, Dwayne. So look at that max 7 out from mid. 2 taps towards Dotto with a flashbang to support from Chopper. And they've opened things up. And AK getting recovered.
And that's the big thing. Obviously, finding that opening pick and the AK Idis balance, great shot coming out from the scout, and Havu off the back of a sweet, sweet clutch in the pistol. And they're down to just 3 players.
Is this going to fall apart in the conversion? This would hurt Havu. Oh! He gets a Deagle. Sundayong, Slowy is his victim. Deagle back in for the next node where both of the last 2 T-side players are at. Sundayong with his 2k, not quite his 3, but Hoodie on 6 HP. The Mag 7 is itching for more money, and he's going to get it. Easy, easy peasy. 13 of 4. Oh, Havu, it's not a great time to be these guys.
I really feel for them. I mean, the fact that, you know, they lost the opening picks. The aggression comes out from Mir with a teammate out through short, finds the opener. They pick up that AK for Magix. And then Idis Balance just destroys any kind of a long establishment. Havu have to go for the force buy investment coming through. Otherwise, they'll be on double eco status. 13 to 4 for Spirit.
This looks like it's going to be a rush play. Dotto out of the gate here. AK spraying through, does get taken down. Sundayong making his way in from short. Got one player to isolate. He will get Saw. Mir gets a double kill as well. Spory can respond, but it's him going falling, so it's all Zori. 1-on-3 clutch for this man. AK spray barely connects towards 1. No more than that, though. Sundayong is going to turn it even further than that. 14 to 4. I don't know how else to react to this, man. I'm just more disappointed that Havu are not showing up to have any semblance of a half right here, you know?
And to think how far they've come in this bracket to get into this position to just let it slide.
They took down North yesterday, you know? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's... it's disappointing, very disappointing indeed, and, well, straight away, all the information's been spotted up. Magic just has an easy time in lining him up, 2 kills going his way. Flashbang out, the HE's going to even do some damage, 6 HP remains on the Saw. Good shot from Zori to at least find 1 answer back.
Good drive-by at least. Magic's on 1 HP, so it's mostly left a chopper here to defend the site. Smoke's coming up, Havu have an M4 to work with that will find SDY. AWP turns it back around though, so 1 man left. Sorry, once again in the clutch situation. 1-on-3 for him, back behind the pillar, back over on the ramp position. The Deagle will not catch Idis Balance, but they now know where he is. So from here, it should be enough to turn it back. Good kill from the Deagle. Sorry! 4 kills out of nowhere! Spirit somehow leave it back for Havu to barely deny the match points.
What? Oh my goodness. I mean, Spirit, there was no need for them to try and take any fights, and they just walked into the crosshairs. So, oh my goodness. Zori with the Deagle. And that may have just kick-started the confidence back into Havu, thinking, how did we win that? How did Spirit lose that?
Oh dear.
I can't believe it.
What a clutch from him to get us back in control. And Spirit now they're forced down to the force buy here. Scout out, upgrade pistols on Deagles, a CZ as well. Sundayong does respond onto Saw's opening frag. The mid control coming in for the Havu team here. The Galil moving into the AK to support it. Flash over towards the A-bomb site as well. They have Sundayong to contest with here. His Deagle has been great, so don't count him out just yet.
And they've got a player up through Con as well from Mir. And they've kind of sandwiched in the T's at the moment because Havu, well, they can't commit their way through connector over to B at this point, even with the lurker out from Dotto. Are they going to try and go through Con? No, they're not.
No. Mir will be left for the backstab on this retake. Flash is out.
Dotto's going to tell them the B-side's clear, though. They might go through Con.
Okay. Oh, they're backing off. This could be massive from Mir. It all comes down to how much he gets. And start pushing up here to deny the bomb planter. Saw 1 Hoodie with a second. He can't transfer the spray towards him. So 3-on-3. Havu, quick plays coming out. And unfortunately, that connector control couldn't be locked down. It was a CZ versus Rifles, but he's bought valuable time for the CTs to get to position. Chopper on the bomb site. Dotto drops him. Good scout shot from Magix, but he can't connect through the smoke. So Plant should get secured here by the Havu squad.
And Dotto is waiting for an aggression to come out from Magix, and so it does. SD White, 1 versus 2. Did they see him cross? They did, and they deal with him in the end. 6 rounds now going the way of Havu. And for Team Spirit, I mean, look, that was a pretty good read. You know, having that player out through Mir, regressing up through Con, gets a player, drops that bomb, gets the information. They try and force the rotations out to the B bomb side. But Havu, with the weaponry advantage, are able to clutch it out. How much further can this go forward, though? Because, you know, maybe if it was like 6-12 or 6-11, you could say, okay, you know, comeback's certainly possible, but it's 14 rounds for Spirit.
And Eco coming through for these guys, which will allow a bit of breathing room at least for Havu to get themselves back in, rush out towards the B bomb site, and of course they're stack connectors, so plant can be secured. It all comes off defending off these USPs and a P250, Mach 10 spray from Saw. If the utility to come in before he crosses out and goes for the plant. Eventually open for Heaven. Taps from Magix. Drive by Dink on the Saw somehow. So gets that. Mach 10 waiting back. 1 frag. Not quite 2. Idis Bounce is overwhelmed, but it's only a Mach 10 falling. AWP of Zori can respond. We'll bang on towards Idis Bounce, low HP. 2 more players to face out. The flick towards the second. And Sundai Young also spotted. I think they know where Magix is as well. Oh, Dotto. Almost with his ball bang tap. Sundai Young decides to take a good pick. And a second. How have they done this? This is so much damage. Even if they don't get the round, there's going to be so much damage being done to the Havu Gaming squad. So much reinvestment. Hoodie's going to fall. Sundai Young somehow getting away with an AK. He does fall down in the end to the bomb explosion, but USPs and 4 picks. Havu's economy is going to be hurting after this round.
Oh, that's such a great round coming out from Spirit. They recovered at least an AK for Magix. Unfortunately, with SDY just being too low, that bomb radius does take him down. Now, in terms of the buy from Spirit, it's not the complete strongest. They've got a single kit for Magix and not a full amount of utility as well. So one thing they certainly need to be making sure of is keeping an eye on where that kit is on Magix, where he is or where it gets dropped.
If Spirit win this next round, by the way, this is going to be a disaster buy from Havu, and already 2 picks have gone their favor. Mir aggressing through short. Going to find that one nade out, squeaky door, catch an AWPer off. That's a 5 versus 2. Gain in just the first 30 seconds of the default. Spirit have aggressed, taken frags. Mir might even press further up, catch off the bomb partner as well. He's going to get him. Hoodie's left alone, 1 on 5. Spirit. Oh, no. I mean, it's just when Havu were getting spooled up as well, you know, man? Like, every time just shut down by the CT forces.
SDY with a bit of an overextension to try and take down Hoodie. It does go the other way, but they know exactly where he is. And, yeah, look, the money line's going to be rough. The AWP from Magix in the end, so he actually picks that up from the T side. And you don't really see Spirit double AWPing too often, but certainly Magix is quite a good double AWPer if you get it in his hands. And you look at the buy from Havu and you think, okay, there's 1 AK, but there's only 1 AK.
That's it. I'm reckoning we're going to see another GG here, Dweg.
I'm thinking the same.
I hate to be that guy, but I'll be honest, I don't see any other way for this to work out. Good counter flash will stop Sundai Young from aggressing here, but Zori up against it. Flash eventually comes back in for Idis Bounce, will take the man down. The AWP will be focused fire here on the defensive, ready for the birthday party pop out. Couldn't quite take down the AK, so he can swing around. He does get another kill. Sundai Young ready for a tap against him. The AWP meanwhile fragging away. 3 picks for Idis Balance. That's a see ya. That's 16-7. That's GG. This is over for Spirit. And it's going to be over in the bracket for Havu. What a dominating performance from Spirit. And again, to highlight a phrase I mentioned earlier in the matchup, it just felt like the Finns didn't even come to play today.
No, it certainly didn't. I mean, Spirit, it's a great recovery. We saw them taking on Big just yesterday, and they got wrecked. Like, they put 7 rounds up on the first map, 1 on the second. And I was like, you know, what happened there from Spirit? Unfortunately, we were casting at the same time, so we weren't able to watch that game at all. But going into this today, they have pushed that best of 3 yesterday aside, and they've come out on top 16-8 in the first map, 16-7 on the second map. And honestly, I've been super impressed from Spirit. Everything looked really good. We saw individuals stepping up massively. SDY to get 30 kills at the end of this map as well.
Yeah, 30 bomb from him, certainly the standout man. Him and iDisbalance having a great individual opening couple of maps in this one, and there will not be a third one here on Dust 2. So, Spirit 2-0. Simple stuff coming in from the Russian squad, and that will mean them progressing further onwards as a Havu just sort of get, slapped back out of the bracket. They're done from here. Spirit move on to our lower bracket round 4 matchup, which of course sees them taking on the winner of Godsent versus Virtus Pro, which will be coming up in a couple hours' time. This series ended so quickly that we get an extended break here, Dwayne. A chance for you to have lunch, certainly a chance for me to have lunch. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Yeah, we're back on the mainstream for that one here, switching over to ESL CSGO main. So the B stream will go offline after our ads have run. So make sure you're tuning back in over for the mainstream action. Until that point, though, if you want to check out our content, !Caster in the Twitch chat. Make sure you're following the B stream for all the further action that we have for the Pro League qualifiers, and we'll go to our break. And again, we'll come back with Godsent versus Virtus Pro in a couple hours' time, so stick back with us here on ESL TV.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Charge up your game with excitement. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG Bet.
Yeah. Black sheep. I don't even write no more, man.
And him, yo,
God.
can't you come over?
On my contract commando. Pulling up with clips extendo. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. Yo, think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Get substituted. You're not recruited, cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. Yeah, I've proved this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Yeah, ain't going outside. I make it work. I'm in my bag. That's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got it. She make it twerk. And why you mad? I got her first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. On my country commando. Yeah, pulling up a clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might've found my tempo. Posted up in my tempo. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Why are these boys so stupid? Counting me out, now I'm counting my money. I'm probably gon' cop me a new wrist. Y'all gon' think I'm a nuisance. New sound, know me, who this? Yep, I made some improvements. Me and the gang been bowling. Your shawty gon' think we're the coolest. LSA say we got clips. We bout to make it a movie. I make a hit I can't miss. Damn, the charts might sue me. The way I be stacking my chips, stack it up. Probably the bank gon' sue me. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid, cause your mans can't fool me.
On my country commando. Yeah, pulling up a clips extendo. That's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, no pretend. No, think I might've found my tempo. Posted up in my tempo. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say